We're kept from our goal, not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. So,
Say it again.
I'll say it again. It takes a second. We're kept from our goal, not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal.
Ooh. Have you ever done this? You have an idea, you have a dream, you have a goal, you have a calling over your life. It's something that many people might not even know that you actually really deeply desire. And you get yourself all hyped up and worked up and you watch some motivational video and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna manifest my dream. And then you instead choose a version of your dream that you're more comfortable with, that sounds less crazy, a version of your dream that your friends and family will still have approval of. I've done this multiple times. I ain't gonna hold you, I'm not gonna cap. I have done this multiple times. And I'm gonna actually cover how this could be overcome in 3 stages of thought: the God idea, the traffic jam, and the opportunity cost. And at the end, I'm throwing in a free bonus that will actually help you practically incorporate this into your life.
The God idea.
The thing about a God idea is that God ideas are only going to be but so clear. Meaning, if you get clear about what you're called to do, ultimately, the distance between where you are now and where that destination is so far that it's still hard to see all the navigations that you need to get through to actually get there. This is a key characteristic of a God idea, because if it were perfectly clear and the path was perfectly straight, you wouldn't need God to get there. God often calls us to do things that require more than our natural ability, at least in that moment in time. It's like when you're trying to read a sign that's really far away while you're driving, you're like, I think this is the exit, but I'm not quite sure. The sign's too far, it's too blurry, I can't read what it says. So how can we solve this internal conflict that is literally robbing us of building the vision that we have for our lives, not just for ourselves, but for everyone that will benefit from us accomplishing and manifesting this dream? Here's the answer.
The traffic jam.
Let's go back to the driving analogy. I remember one time I was driving on the Beltway, and I'm the type of person that hates traffic. I mean, despises traffic. I'm driving and I see oncoming deadlock standstill traffic and I'm like, oh no. So I hate traffic so much that I will veer off, make a turn, take an exit, whatever I have to do to take an alternative route, because I would rather actually take a longer, windier, probably even farther off the direct destination I want to get to path, just so that I can keep moving. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And I often know that the quickest route is probably still to stay where I am, but I just hate sitting so much and just not knowing how long I'm going to be sitting there in traffic that I would rather just keep my vehicle moving, even if it's a more roundabout way. But for some reason, I decided to just stay the course, and I immediately regretted it. And what made it worse was that there was a big old truck in front of me, so I couldn't even see what was going on up ahead. And then something miraculous happened. We started going faster and faster and faster. And it turns out something had actually fallen off a vehicle and was laying in the middle of the road. But once you got past the obstruction, it was clear sailing. I was going like 60 miles an hour. Immediately, it was like there was never any traffic. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I got to my destination way faster than if I had been impatient and took the detour. This is what often happens in our lives. We have a destination that we want to get to, but up ahead we see confusion, we see unpredictability, we see uncertainty, and we veer off to take a lesser, more predictable, more clear route. Now, it's not that we give up on the destination, we just take an alternative route to get there. And we trick ourselves into thinking this is the better way, because at least we're keeping the motion going, right? We keep moving. At least I don't have to sit in uncomfortability for an indefinite amount of time. Uncomfortability? Is that a word? I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying. I don't have to tell my friends and family that I'm honestly at a standstill right now. It's a lie. It's all a lie. It's a knot that we tie our brains in to protect ourselves from impending danger. When if you had just taken the higher route instead of the lesser route, you would have got up there and seen that it was just a chair in the middle of the road. And once you're able to navigate around the obstacle, you're flying at 60, 65, 70 miles an hour. Y'all tracking? The thing that is keeping you from your goals, the thing that's keeping you stuck is not obstacles. You can overcome obstacles. You've been overcoming obstacles your whole life. The thing that's keeping us from where we want to be in life is us choosing to take the wrong exits, taking lesser alternative routes, because those routes honestly are more clear. So to tie a bow on this whole analogy of traffic versus detour, we have to determine whether what we are pursuing is worth sitting in traffic for. And the exit for the winding detour is right there. You could just get off. You could just go right on off. Now it's full of distractions. It takes longer. It burns more fuel, but you get to keep moving. Even though it takes longer, it's a clear path. You have to make the decision of which path you are going to take.
The opportunity cost.
Think about it like this. What is something that is so important you can't risk being late for it? The first thing that comes to my mind when I think about that is the birth of my child. I can't miss that. So if I hit traffic on the way to the hospital and I know that this is the most direct route, even though I might be frustrated, I'll probably be stressed, I'll be a little anxious for sure, I know once I get past this traffic jam, I'll practically be at the hospital. I am going to sit there. I am going to tough it out because I know the cost of me taking a detour is possibly too high for me to even bear. That is the only way you can overcome this conflict. If the cost of taking the detour is way greater or just greater enough than the price of sitting in the traffic, what it will cost you to take that roundabout is too great for you to bear. That's the only way that you can overcome this internal conflict, or else you will stay stuck. This is why I preach until the cows come home. You have to find your why. I sometimes say it like this: if your why doesn't make you cry, the price you'll have to pay will be too high for sure. And I mean that quite literally. You have to be so emotionally attached to your why that the thought of you not getting there literally pains you to the point that you are ready to shed tears. The thought of taking a detour pains you. Now, there are two types of whys. There's a philosophical why. This is the meaning behind your doing, everything that motivates your actions, right? This is the good versus evil. This is a just cause. This is a unique discontent that God has called you to solve in the world. That's the philosophical why. And then there's a pathological why. This is the thing that you desire so greatly to achieve that you're dang near obsessed about it. Something that has very deep emotional meaning to you. To give an example, my philosophical why is to live optimally so that others are inspired to do the same, because the world doesn't need more information. It needs more examples. I'm very clear about what that is. And my pathological why is my parents and my family legacy. I have a deep emotional attachment to giving my parents a return on their sacrifice and investment in my life. Not because they make me feel like I have to at all, but because I simply really want to. I know it will bring me a lot of joy and satisfaction. That why power is way stronger than any willpower that I could ever conjure up. Look, I don't know what your why is. It could be your children. It could be somebody that did something for your life. It could be some illness or something terminal that's in your family or in your own body. I don't know. But I do know that you have to discover what it is, because that is the only way that you will choose the traffic over the detour. If you like to find your why and you're just not sure how, I have a great opportunity for you to do that, and actually a lot more to add than that. I've been doing the Find Your Why challenge for over a year now. I've helped numerous people get clarity about this part of their life, but I'm taking it to another level, baby. I created Visionpreneur School. A visionpreneur is an individual who turns their ideas, insights, and influence into impact and income. Now, this is the fact that this is the only place online that you can get all of this while keeping Christ at the forefront of it all. I wish I had this growing up. I was either in an entrepreneurial space that just completely dismissed God in my life, or I was in a spiritual place that completely dismissed business element of my life. And there were so many things that I wish was existing that didn't exist. So I created it. And the first step that everybody misses in this process, I've seen it through all, I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars getting training, coaching, certifications, and all these things. The thing that people skip over is the why, and that is the basis and foundation of it all. This is why so many people struggle to cross the information gap. They have all the knowledge they need to succeed, but they can't get over the gap to actually executing and manifesting the vision because their why is faulty. They haven't gotten explicitly clear about what that is and what they're going to do about it. But in Visionpreneur School, we don't just stop there. You don't just get clear about your why. You get clear about your vision. You get clear about your mission. You get clear about your unique message that you have to offer the world, and how to translate that unique message into transformational content that impacts so many people's lives. Notice I didn't say inspirational. Notice I didn't say motivational. Notice I didn't say viral. I said transformational content, so that when people see what you are creating and putting out into the world, they walk away different. This by far is my proudest work to date, for sure. And I'm making it available for a limited time to a limited qualified group of people. Are you ready for this? For free. I've done lost my mind. This is highly exclusive, but I really do want to reward the OGs that are going to be a part of this inaugural group who choose to actually take the step to get clear about what they are building. It's always going to be purpose over profit for me, so it's not really that big of a deal. But you must apply to get in, and then you must be qualified and approved, and we'll get in contact with you if that's the case once we get your application. The application is linked in the description below, whether you're listening to this on your audio platform or you're watching this on YouTube. So I want you to ask yourself, have I been choosing the more clear but lesser route? If so, when does that end? And if it ends today, what is your why that will give you the power to take that higher road that's less traveled? As always, keep building your vision every single day. Peace.